If you want to thrive with your eczema, this video is going to be the cheat code. I'm going to walk you through the 4 non-obvious lessons to help your skin thrive. Now here's the thing, each and every one of these lessons is very important and they were holding my skin back until I learned them. At the end, I'm going to share how your subconscious thoughts are contributing to your skin health more than you think. Are you one of the few? This is the channel for you. My name is Victoria, and on this channel, we discuss all things eczema. Before we start, I am not a doctor. Just a girl who's had eczema for almost 40 years, and I've made this channel to specifically help people like me, like you, fellow eczema warrior. Today's video is jam-packed with in-depth information, so get your coffee or your water, grab a notebook, let's go. The first non-obvious learning when it comes to eczema is basic knowledge doesn't lead to healing. In-depth knowledge plus application does. Okay, let me explain that. Many people's idea of how to treat their skin is either what their doctors told them or what they've read in the back of their Kerry lotion or Avena lotion. And to be honest, that's just not gonna cut it. Eczema is an incredibly detailed disease that is unique to each individual. What works for one won't work for another. And I think a lot of people try to treat eczema from a broad level, but for everyone, the factors are different. So you might just hear information like moisturize your skin or, cut out this or cut out that, but your unique plan is unique to you. If you're lucky, you'll be one of those people that realize that they're just allergic to dairy, they'll cut out dairy and then their eczema will go away, bada boom, bada bing, you're out of here. But by and large, it's nuanced, myriad of things that are why your skin is the way it is, and it's up to you to figure out that blueprint. Your doctor, your naturopath, they can only take you so far, but you're gonna have to apply and do the work. I'd like you to check out my description because I have some diagnostic questions that you can ask yourself in regards to your eczema. Some insights that the average person might not know when it comes to possibilities for their eczema or possible triggers. Number 1 is that nickel allergies are extremely common. Number 2, your gut health could be due to a vitamin A deficiency. Number 3, magnesium could be an unknown trigger or cause itching. That's something that I learned for myself. Number 4, eczema sufferers often have compromised skin, which we understand barrier and microbiome. So looking at your skin health from a microbiome perspective can change the products that you put on your skin. The non-obvious learning number 2 is that your diet is playing more of a role than you think. As someone who tried a lot of diets and cut off things at different times, I really realized that my diet makes up for like 60 to 70% of my eczema. While I understand we are all nuanced in what it is that's triggering us in our diet, if you want to know if your diet is really impacting your skin, please watch my video that I talk about a collagen fast, where I went on a collagen fast, collagen and water fast for 7 days, and it turned my skin around. I even have the Heal Your Flare fast where I fast for 3 days and my skin calms down. There's always this connection between refraining from eating and my skin. Taking the time to really do that elimination diet or figure out those things, it's worth it. It might be more nuanced than just cutting out dairy or just cutting out wheat. It might have to be wheat, dairy, and gluten. You have to take it as a tailored approach. Some little known issues that people might not be aware of is that number 1, wheat can take a few months to leave the system. So if you are experiencing like an allergy or an irritation from wheat, you are not going to see the benefits from it until like a couple months down the road. 2, your eczema can be caused from a parasitic overgrowth. This is gross. The foods that you're eating could be feeding the parasites within your body. So looking into things like deworming, parasitic cleanses. Number 3, the wheat, dairy, gluten trifecta. To me, I call it the nothing diet. Somehow wheat, dairy, gluten combined, refraining from them, really helps in solidarity to help the skin. I have cut out wheat by itself. I've kind of cut out dairy by itself. It wasn't until I cut them all out together that I began to see some changes with my skin and inflammation especially, and the itching is down significantly. And number 4 is fasting. Fasting should just be a regular practice for everyone, but especially if you're an eczema sufferer, quarterly you should be doing a fast of some sort to reset your body. Another non-obvious learning, number 3, is that the products you're putting on your skin are actually triggering your eczema. Ties in with the first one where you just like, what's the first thing that people tell you to use if you have eczema? Oh, put Vaseline on. Oh, put Aveeno on. And then you start to realize that maybe those products could be what's actually triggering your skin. But because it says hypoallergenic is eczema friendly, we think that it's okay, but it's contributing. I had to learn the hard way. For about 4 months, I was using a product for myself because I have a petrolatum sensitivity or allergy. It was actually exasperating it. And I wasn't cluing in that the reason I was scratching my arms so intensely every day was because I was putting a product, an eczema-friendly product on my skin that was causing me irritation. That favorite product, that could be what's contributing to your skin issues. What can we do about this? I would pick simple products and build your product regime over time. Some creams actually feed staph bacteria, and staph bacteria is a huge issue for people with eczema. Number two, your eczema could be fungal related. So that means, once again, the products that you are putting on your skin could be feeding the fungus. I like to use this holy grail that is great for the microbiome, and it's aloe vera gel mixed with glycerin. The aloe vera gel that I use is the Knockout brand. It's organic, 99% aloe vera gel. I mix that 50-50 with my glycerin, and that has been like, I probably talk about it in every single video because it has changed so much for me and my skin health. Hey, yes, is my skin perfect? No, but it's not anything like what it was. There's the product called Urimol, or using urea. Urea scientifically stops itch when you use it at percentages of 20% and higher. Pick simple products and build over time. So if you can just, whether it's a mango butter or just one product at a time, so you can really be able to start to hone in on what is causing irritation versus what is not. For non-obvious learning when it comes to eczema is that the subconscious needs to become conscious. So what do I mean by that? There is a lot that emotionally people are dealing with, a lot going on the internal. Do a lot of focus, what we're applying, what we're eating, but what are we thinking? What's in our mind? Because our mind is probably half the battle, half the game. And there's so much studies that are linked to this. There's growing evidence that linking personality traits, emotional patterns, and chronic skin conditions like eczema. Eczema is primarily a physical condition involving inflammation. You know what it's involving, okay? Psychological and emotional factors can play major roles in flare-ups and healing. I will say when I was in my worst states mentally, I often noticed that my skin was at its worst. When I'm in a better place mentally, my skin often is at its best. Now, of course, there's the odd time that it just, doesn't coincide, but I will say the healthier I've got in my mind, the healthier my skin has gotten. Okay, the people that are likely to get eczema, now please just pause with this. I don't want you guys to take offense. This is just what I've done from my research. I'm also speaking from my heart. So please don't take this and be like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get better. We're here to get better together. So people pleasers and people with high empathy are more likely and susceptible to have eczema or other skin-related issues. Overly sacrificing, avoid conflict, internalize stress. These people often suppress emotions, which lead to chronic stress, and that is one of the biggest triggers for eczema. With anxiety and depression, more likely to have eczema. You have type D personality, which is distressed, which those type of people are just prone to negative emotion, once again, more likely to have eczema. So there are definitely, what is happening on the inside, your skin is telling the story. Okay, now I don't like bad news, so I'm gonna tell you guys how to deal with that. How do you deal with all the stuff inside? Because even for myself, I can relate to some of these things from before, and I definitely was able to change my brain. You make basically the subconscious conscious. You're gonna have to do the inner work, and you're gonna have to reframe your thoughts, do the neuroscience work to reframe your brain. What does that look like? You have to start to see what is causing you stress in your life and how can we mitigate that? How can we overcome those areas? With a video where I talk about eczema and detaching from your eczema. Maybe you feel like, your eczema is more from a confidence place. You lack confidence, so that's causing stress. Maybe just life. You're in a relationship that's causing you stress. A job is causing you stress. Whatever it is, either you can cut it out, but life is stressful. And so we can't cut out everything. However, we can reframe how we look at things. I was talking to someone in my DMs the other day, and they were talking about, just driving. And driving is so stressful for them, and that might be exacerbating their eczema. And I said, why don't you reframe that and say, now when I drive, it's gonna become a relaxing drive. I'm gonna go on these like wellness drives, and I'm gonna put on, my favorite music, and maybe I'm gonna, chart out a few spots where I'm going to get my favorite drinks or my favorite snacks, and reframe the way you look at the thing that's stressing you out. I know for myself, sometimes you're cooking and it's like, and it's like, okay, how can I reframe this? Let me put on, some Cuban jazz. Maybe I'll pour myself a nice sparkling water, but I'll put it inside a nice fancy cup with some sliced lemon. You romanticize your life. You make the moment less stressful. Perhaps it's a relationship that you're in. What do we always argue about? How can we reframe this? How can I reframe these situations? How can I avoid these type of situations from happening in the future? A lot of it is work, but if you'll do the work, you're gonna notice your stress levels are gonna come down. And like I've said time and time again, people with eczema, our cortisol is through the roof. The whole thing we need to do is learn to manually bring down that cortisol, and it's only gonna happen through these types of things. For myself, reframing helps a great deal. Check the description and I actually walk you through ways to reframe any situation. So check that resource for you in the description. Also imperative, okay, that you express whatever's going on inside. A lot of people that have eczema, we are bottlers. We bottle it up, we hold it in. I know I did that for a very long time, but it's very important that you learn to let that out through outlets. Now, I'm not saying blast people because you're angry, absolutely not. And chances are you're not even that type of person, because people who tend to be blasters, they deal with different set of health issues like high blood pressure. But a lot of times skin issues and people with eczema, we're internalizers and we're killing ourselves slowly on the inside. So you have to learn to vocalize. You have to learn to get that out to a friend, a safe place. You can get that out to ChatGPT, for crying out loud, and then reframe it to talk to whoever you need to talk to. Whatever darkness is happening on the inside, you need to get this out. Otherwise, it's going to come out. It's coming out through the skin, baby. And I am not saying, please just caveat, let me just let you know from now, not to feel like because your skin issues are just because of this. This is just a contributor, okay? And you never know if this is the trigger, the main trigger, until you fix it, right? There's my 4 non-obvious learnings in terms of eczema. As we see, eczema is more than skin deep. Please, if you haven't seen my video about confidence, eczema and confidence, I'll have it linked here. And if you've enjoyed today's video, you've gotten value from it, please subscribe, join the Few family. I'm happy to have you. In my next video, I'm actually going to discuss how eczema can affect your relationships and how to thrive with eczema whilst in relationships. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, stick around. Until next time.